Hello again, everyone. I'm Confetti Tosser, and you're tuned in to the top 40 in Confetti Land. We're only a few songs away from finding out who takes the number one spot this week, so crank that volume and listen to us here on GFCL, Confetti Land's number one radio station.
Greetings from Confetti Land,
home of the Confetti Bar. I'm Jessica, founder and confetti artist.
And I'm Alexis, head of happiness. Join us here in this magical, colorful place where we
have fun,
feel feelings,
and encourage you to embrace your unique version of happiness and all of its beautiful, messy pieces.
We are so excited to have you join us.
Okay, everyone, it is an extra sunny day here in Confetti Land because we have an extra special visitor, the one, the only, Alonda.
Hello. Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yes.
So, according to your Instagram bio, you are a cozy space dweller, a messy bun aficionado, the world's most...
Worked very hard not to be today.
The world's okayest DIYer, and a professional homebody. I personally would like to add that you're also a photographer, a content creator, an amazing human being, and someone that I am super honored to call a friend. So I am so excited you are here, and Alexis and I cannot wait to dig in some really fun stuff. So thank you for being here.
Well, I'm excited to be here, especially after that intro. That's it's gonna stay with me for a while.
I figured, we'll start you on a high note. So before we hit you with some of the heavy hitting stuff. All right. So obviously we're here in Confetti Land. So the first thing we want to talk about is, say it with me, confetti.
Confetti.
So my first question is, what does confetti mean to you?
I think, prior to knowing you several years ago, I think I would have just said, it's like, it's a birthday party thing, right? Like, after knowing you and the absolute ridiculous things that we have done that have been facilitated by confetti, I think, it's just little celebrations. It's something that emphasizes a happy moment, a joyful moment. It's like the exclamation point at the end of a party. That's the kind of way that I view it now, because we've filled swimming pools, fed unicorns grapes.
Yes, we have.
We have lost fingertips.
Everything. Yep.
Yep. So, it's done everything that has been absolutely ridiculous. And I think that I don't think we ever stopped giggling the entire time that we were doing it, which just proves that, it's that little something extra for a moment. So.
Yes. We've even eaten it. So, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, like, not on purpose, but maybe a little bit on purpose. We have the pictures and videos.
To eventually try
it. There is proof. We'll send it to you later, Alexis.
Please do.
So
I
much
need
proof.
to see that.
Yeah, we have to put that in the archive. That's in the archive. Okay. Well, obviously, we agree, and we know that you're in the right place because you gave the right answer. If you gave the wrong answer, I don't know, maybe we would have been like, all right, well, thanks for coming, but no, you can stay.
It.
You can stay.
Do you have, like, sad confetti for that occasion? Just like, and you're out.
No. Everyone is welcome here in Confetti Land, but it does make it extra special when you get it. So, one fun thing we like to ask everybody is, what would currently make up the confetti mix of your life?
I think for sure some of the flower seeds that you include. It has to be able to grow flowers after you throw it. I definitely want something a little sparkly, because if I'm shooting something in the air, I want it to glitter.
Yes.
And then for me, yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of squirrel images because I'm
we will get to that.
Squirrel
we
lady.
will get to the squirrels.
This will all make sense later, everyone. Or it won't make sense, but you'll still understand why I said
it. It'll be a good time either way.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if it smelled, like sunshine. I don't know what that is exactly, but like, it when you smell it. Does that make sense? I can
smell it. Yeah, I can smell it. I got it.
Yeah, I'm getting a whiff.
Yeah, I like it. Sorry, that was me.
It was her sunshine.
My sunshine.
Okay, I love it. So, sprout Fetty with some sparkle, little squirrel shapes, and it would smell like sunshine. Mm-hmm. I love it. Mm-hmm. It's going up on the site next week in honor of Alonda.
The cozy, awkward mix. No explanation as to why there's squirrels in it, though, like at all. Just randomly squirrels in it.
That's the best
They're
part.
Just there.
That's the best part. Okay, we'll get to the squirrels. But before that, I do want to know how you celebrate both the big things and the small things, right? Because there's a difference, right? There's the big things you're supposed to celebrate, but there's also the little things. So I want to know how you celebrate the both.
I'm actually a bigger fan of celebrating the small things. I feel like the big things go without saying, right? And most big things have their own ceremony already kind of built into it, right? New Year's, you count down, you kiss, you have champagne. There's built-in celebrations. The little things are really what I like to celebrate. And it could be, and I'm talking little, it could just be that you had a really good day. And we're going to celebrate tonight.
Yes.
I think that to me is much more fun. Also, any excuse to celebrate is really what I go for. So if you always just wait for the big things, then I think there's just so much pressure added onto that. I mean, who doesn't love champagne for a celebration? Of course.
Or on a Tuesday night. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Exactly. So I always keep a bottle of champagne in the fridge because you never know. Your friend might show up and be like, I have amazing news. And I'm like, I'm prepared. Always prepared.
Yes.
And if that seltzer works too, it has to be bubbly though. Like bubbles are celebration. I don't know. Like that's like the golden rule of celebration to me.
Yeah. Agreed.
But that's me. I mean, I mainly, for sure. Yeah. And photos to me, I love commemorating moments. So even, and I'm not talking whipping out the camera, your iPhone, I just want to remember something. And I'm actually terrible at that, which is ironic, I realize. But I always I'll leave a celebration with my friends and I had so much fun. I'm like, I didn't take a single photo of that. But when I do remember to take it, I love looking back on it.
Yes. Well, I could go either way. I totally agree with you, but it's also, there's something you've said about being in the moment, right? Where you're too much in it to take time to take the photo.
Well, that's how you know it's a good celebration because you forgot to do everything auxiliary because you were so into it and it was so much fun. Yes.
No, that's a very important point and obviously something that we're super big fans of. Obviously, the small moments, to me personally, mean more than anything. And that's the whole point here, right? Is to remember to celebrate those things, even if it does seem small, and not to delay joy for, something that's quote unquote big or expected. Because that's how we miss out on all of the fun stuff in between. And that's why I think, we get along so well and we always have a lot of fun together because we're always just looking for the fun and, something silly and goofy. And that's to me what it's about. I don't know about you, Alexis.
100%.
I know Alexis is pretty good at celebrating all of the things, even better than me, I have to admit.
It depends on the day, but I definitely enjoy the little celebrations too. Finding something to celebrate every day. You gotta. Just makes life more fun.
Well. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a form of gratitude in that sense if you're celebrating the little things of life. I mean, isn't that being thankful for something small that was wonderful? I mean, and you can always find something. Always.
Yes, always.
Even if it was just, I found the candy I like at the store. That's great.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Big things. No,
yes.
yeah, 100%. Okay, so what are 3 things that make you happy right now?
3 things that make me happy are laughing. I mean, duh,
Yes.
like that's an obvious one, but really and truly, I like any experience where I get to laugh. I want to have, even if we're having a serious conversation, I want to laugh. Spending time at home. I'm in a season of life where I really, really like home. I mean, I've always been a homebody, obviously, but this is just one of those where I really love my home and spending time in it, and that makes me happy. And oh gosh, there's so many things. What do you pick? How do you pick one? Reading. I picked up reading again. I kind of stopped for a while because I will read until like 3:00 in the morning. You know, It's one of those, I can't put a book down. So I was like, I got to stop that. And then I picked it up again. And I'm like, oh, how do you stop? Like I can't not read. So that's been making me really happy.
Love it. I love it.
That is so fun. Okay, so you were just talking about home making you happy, and Jessica has a series on designing happiness that we'll talk about more in future episodes. But one of the parts is designing your home, and I love seeing your innovations and things on Instagram. So what, like feels, smells, sounds, looks like home to you?
For me, it has to be comfortable. There has to be textiles that are soft and cozy and cushy. I describe things as like the perfect amount of squish. When you sit on a couch, when there's a pillow, when there's a mattress, it has to have the right amount of squish. To me, that's really welcoming because I want to sink into the couch and I want to be really cozy. And I also think it's extremely important to decorate with things that resonate with you. And it doesn't matter what the style is. I think being open to eclecticism is important because I want to like everything that I look at. I don't want to have just picked something because it fit the color scheme or I didn't know what else to go with or, oh, this is, my home's modern, so I can't put something vintage in it. No, I think that's really important. Just being like, I liked this when I saw it and I still like it when I look at it. So I think that's that makes it feel like home for me because I know that it's curated by just the things I like.
That makes a lot of sense. I like that, having some eclectic things because it's all things that you like.
Yeah, right. Fun. If you like it, then it can't be the wrong style, even if it doesn't fit a standard.
Right. And that I think comes back to like to just surrounding yourself with the things that make you happy. Because, that's obviously something I'm like a super big proponent of is like your physical space sort of matching like how you want to feel on the inside. And that's something I kind of want to get into with you because I think I know that we kind of have similar thoughts. Like what is the relationship to you between your physical space and like your mental state?
I'm very influenced by my physical space. I genuinely kind of wish that I wasn't, but I'm absolutely one of those people. If my desk is messy, I can't start my day. And it's not that my home is pristine. Yeah. But, I need it to feel right because if it doesn't feel right, I don't feel right. And it's just a deep connection. And it's one of those where even when I'm going on a vacation, the hotel is actually one of the most important things for me because it's not, I know it makes sense. It's just the bed. You're going on vacation for the experience. But for me, I need to be so comfortable and cozy at the end of the night to recharge. And that's what home is for me. Home is as a severe introvert. I need my home to recharge me. So how the space feels and looks and smells is all part of that process for me.
100% agree and understand. And that's why I don't like to go anywhere. No.
Home is great.
Yeah, Confetti Land is my home. That's where I feel at peace, and so that's kind of where we stay. But no, I think it's really important, and when we talk about Confetti Land, and one of the things we always like to say is, it's not just about being happy or making up like oh, I'm just going to surround myself with confetti and like everything will be okay. Like it's not about that at all. It's about really doing the inner work and finding what it is that does make you truly happy and how you can not only use your outer space to kind of reflect that, but like to actually feel it on the inside and not to just kind of surround yourself with like empty things that like you think you should surround yourself with and like, oh, just stuff is going to make me happy. But the stuff that really does like truly make a difference in your kind of feelings, emotions, your mental state. And I think that's what's really important, that people take the time to consider when they are, you know, thinking about their home. And to me, home, you know, obviously is like, yes, if you have a house or an apartment or something like that, but it's also extends to me, like if you have an office or even your car, just any place that you do spend like a lot of time. And obviously that includes like your own self. And so if you're not comfortable in your own physical embodiment of home, you know, then that's where dissatisfaction and unhappiness and all that kind of stuff really gets to rear its ugly head, and anxiety, depression, all that kind of stuff. So it's really important to me that home is sort of more than just the physical surrounding. It's kind of everything that goes with it as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's an extension of you in whatever form it takes, whatever dwelling you're in. So of course you're going to be affected by it. Yeah.
And think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Speaking of home in general, I know you're one who likes a good thrift. And if anyone follows you on the old gram, we often get a sneak peek into some of your adventures. So I would love to know more about your ideas about thrifting and kind of your experience of going to someplace like a thrift shop or someplace unique and kind of searching for things versus just going to like a Target or something like that.
So, you know, I wasn't actually always a thrifter. Ironically, I worked at a Goodwill in high school. And even then I wasn't a thrifter. It started in 2020 when we finally were kind of starting to go back out in public again. Thrift stores were empty. No one was there, which was great. It was somewhere you could go safe and just peruse. And there's no time limit because there's not just one aisle you can go to pick up the thing you're looking for. There's no such thing. So it started just really as that. And I would get overwhelmed when I first went because I was like, I don't understand how people walk into these stores and walk out with a gem. There's a billion things to look at and I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yes.
And then I realized that if you keep going, all of a sudden it's like your vision for thrifting changes. I wish there was like a tip. It's just keep going, which I mean, it's great advice always, but it really is just, you start going and you start realizing like, oh, right, this basket would be great. And before you looked at those 20 baskets and they just looked like a bunch of baskets. And then you begin to realize what you like and what works. And then you realize that you're also getting it for 50 cents. So it's a win-win because if you get sick of it, you give it back to the thrift store and buy another one for 50 cents. So it's just, so it becomes it's a good steal. It's fun. It's unique. It's going to be kept out of a landfill. And the likelihood of somebody else having it is pretty low. And Aunt Betty or Grandma Bee had it before you. And that's a fun story, even though you don't know it, you can make it up.
Yes, part. I love that. I think that comes back to like, I like the concept of like, it sort of retrains you to look for joy. And, it's like an exercise in that because you have to kind of look at things a little bit differently. And you're not just walking into the same chain store that has, the same things all the time. And it really is kind of like, a fun experience. It's an experience in itself. And then let alone if you find something that kind of speaks to you. And I think, comes back to kind of like the law of attraction. I don't know what you want to call it, but kind of the things that are meant to find you do, and kind of when you're meant to see them, you will. And that's, to me, the excitement is when you go into a place like that, like you never know what you're going to find. And so that's kind of
absolutely
in itself a little joyful trip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a scavenger hunt and you don't even know what you're looking for.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to have new eyes the next time I go thrifting. Because I feel like all the time I'm like, that's such a cute top. And somebody's like, I got it at the thrift store. And I'm like, but how did you find it? So keep on going, keep looking.
You just, you develop the eyes for it. It's some thrifting magic. You just keep going, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that bowl is amazing. And you could have looked at it 3 weeks ago and you had no idea. It's just, you just have to keep going.
But now you see the potential.
Absolutely. And then you see all the ridiculous things as well, which is just hilarious. So it's a win-win. It's entertaining as well.
Please tell us. I want to know, what is the wackiest, weirdest thing that you've ever found thrifting? If there's not just one, you can give us a list.
There's definitely a few. There's like why would you put this on the shelf stuff, like used toilet seats, which is just not necessary. My favorite are the family photos that get put out, because they didn't always do that. They used to take the pictures out of the frames, and now they leave the photos in. And I think it's hilarious that Uncle Phil and Aunt Judy are at a Halloween party in 1975 in this frame, and it was a great Frankenstein costume. Props to them. That to me is the funniest thing. And then there's always like the random mannequin periodically, and it's always missing something or a few things. And I don't know how it got there. There's no story. You really want to know. So I think those are like the top three, but there's the most bizarre things that if you tried to make up something, you still wouldn't ever find that on the shelf. Like little kids' shell art that they hot glued together with googly eyes. It just, how did it make it here? And that's part of the fun of it. But yeah.
Yes.
I love it. I would totally buy all of like those family pictures, but just leave those photos in and like put them on my shelf and like pretend they were part of the family.
Yes, absolutely. Make up all the stories.
100%. The weirder, the better, for sure.
That's what it is. I think I love this whole idea of like, it really is about the storytelling, right? Because you make up these stories and you don't know kind of where these things came from, but they had a life, they didn't come straight from the factory here. So like, there's something there, and like, the excitement of that, just kind of getting to make up the story and then making it part of your story is just like really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus it's a continuation. There are some sad sides to thinking of how something might have ended up in a thrift store. But it gets a new life. It gets to continue. Somebody else now saw this person in the frame, and even if they don't know who they are, they experienced that photo of that person. So it continues on, which is, I think that's really sweet as well.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wow, I love this.
Alexis is like, okay, I'm looking up thrift stores tomorrow.
Literally, I'm like, are y'all still open? I gotta go right now.
I can take some pro wings, make them cool, sell those, sneakerheads to be like, he got the Velcro. I'm gonna pop some tags, only got $20 in my pocket.
Okay, what has been your favorite thing you have ever found thrifting that to this day you are like, this is my item?
Oh gosh. Let's see. I'm looking around my room because 90% of it right now has been thrifted. I think honestly, it's this little hand that I put in my bathroom. Because you either think it's adorable or the creepiest thing that you've ever seen in your life. And there is no in between. And I got it for like 50 cents, maybe $1. And I thought it was so fun and unique. And it's almost like this like Victorian hand made out of wood. And I was like, I'll use it as a ring holder. And it works as a ring holder. And I brought it home. I put it in the bedroom. And my husband was like, what's that? It totally creeps him out. And I was like,
why is there a hand?
Why is it creepy? Yeah. And people are 50-50 on this thing. There is no in between. You either think that I'm the most ridiculous person for spending any money on this, and not only that, featuring it on a shelf, or you're like, I get it. It's fun. So I think that's probably my favorite item, just because it's such a conversation piece. There's nobody doesn't have an opinion on it.
Well, that kind of brings me to my next kind of question. We've talked a little bit about how obviously, we like to have a lot of fun together. You obviously like to have a lot of fun and laugh and all of that kind of fun stuff. I mean, you take the best holiday photos. I wish, we'll have to put some pictures up or something because like everyone needs to experience. I frame them every year because they're just my favorite. Shout out to Steve happy for always being in them. But you're always kind of looking for, the laughter, the fun, the levity in life. So what are some things you recommend people do for a good laugh other than putting a hand in your home?
I mean, start there. Start with the hand in the home. And then move on to, first off, if it makes you laugh, it's probably going to make other people laugh. If you are laughing while you're doing it, other people are going to laugh with you. And if they don't, that's fine too. But sometimes that's even funnier when nobody gets the joke and you're cracking up about it. And I think just, if even the thought of it makes you laugh, and that's why our holiday cards, even if nobody liked them, we would still do them because we have, some family members who are like, you could take regular photos, right? And that's funny because, now that becomes a joke unto itself. And then there's while we're doing it, we are laughing. I mean, we're falling over each other laughing. We have so much fun. So even if nobody enjoyed it, we would still do it for us. So I think that's like the key is if you're going to have fun while you're doing something, it's going to be funny. If you're being genuine and sincere in yourself and having a good time, it's funny. It just catches on.
Well, I very much enjoy them, and they get framed and put on my shelf every holiday season. So
I need to be added to this holiday card list.
100%. You're on the list now. We're going thrifting. Yes! You're getting the holiday card.
Y'all, dreams are coming true today.
Okay. I think we're also, Alonda and I are going to need like Alonda and Jessica take Nashville, and we're going to come visit Alexis.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine.
You have some amazing thrifting there, so we're coming.
Y'all come on and come.
This is the plan. Okay, I think it's finally time to talk about the squirrels. Can you please tell all the people how this began? Just like take us from the beginning.
So I wish I had like a better start to why I started feeding the squirrels. I could make one up, right? But it started, I was cleaning out a cabinet and I found a box of crackers that I wasn't going to eat anymore. They were fine. They weren't expired, but they'd been opened, right? So so stale crackers is really the beginning of this beautiful tale, as all tales go. So I was like, it was like a full box. And I was like, I feel bad wasting this. They're open. I can't donate them. I'm not going to eat them. So I threw them on the patio in the backyard and like 3 squirrels came and started eating them. And I was like, that is hilarious. Oh my, they're so cute. And I was like, they with their little paws picking up like a little saltine. I was like, that's adorable. And then the next day they came back and I was like, oh, we're doing this now. So like I went and found some like almonds we had in the cabinet. And they kept coming back every day. And I was like, I didn't realize that like one session meant you now have a pet.
You're in.
True, especially with squirrels.
Yeah. Okay. There's not like good eating around here. I'm sure there's plenty of berry bushes around, but I was like, fine, let's do this. You guys are adorable.
You got the good snacks.
Absolutely. So it's a symbiotic relationship. I eat the crackers until they go stale. I give them to the squirrels and we're all very happy about this.
Circle of life
I get
is
squirrel
complete.
feed now. I've upgraded to squirrel feed because that's a thing.
Now they're like they're officially your pets
knew
now.
that.
Like official.
Yeah.
Do they have
adopted them?
So there's a few that I'm not 100% sure who are who because there's about 6 or 7 now. And about like 25 birds that have come along with them.
They're bringing their friends. They're calling their family, people down the street. So they're like, yo, this is a place to be.
A literal Disney princess.
Disco in the backyard. We just need a couple of disco balls in the backyard and we're set.
Yes,
which
please.
I feel like now needs to happen.
Yes. It must.
But we have there's an albino squirrel. Her name's Opal. My husband says there's a Lester. Opal. I don't know who Lester is, but we have a Lester. And then we have Nugget, who comes in the afternoons, and he'll come if you call him. So yeah, you call him just like you would a cat, like or a dog when you're trying to get them to come take a treat. Same thing. And Lester not Lester. I don't know who Lester is. Nugget comes and he waits. He'll wait right by the window for you. So,
oh my gosh.
Have we graduated?
They have squirrel dish.
Do they try to come in yet? Like, do they get close, or are they still kind of like, all right, throw the snacks, lady, but like keep your distance? Or do they let you get pretty close?
I think I definitely think like Nugget's an introvert, right? Because he doesn't actually want to like hang out or anything. I'm pretty sure all squirrels are introverts at this point. And like, we're cool with that. That's all right. They don't have to come in. I also don't want them thinking that everyone's their friend and trying to go into everybody's home and be like, sorry, neighborhood, that was absolutely my fault. If you have some spare corn, they'll love it. I don't think everyone's on board with what I'm doing. So I try to keep them outside. But no, they haven't tried. I think if I put the dish at the window, I see no reason. Like Nugget would 100% crawl into the house and eat it. He's so unbothered by me.
I am coming in.
What would you do if he came inside?
I mean, at this point, honestly, I try to pet him. All I want to do is see. Be like, do you do tricks? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do I secretly know how to talk to squirrels? Like,
do you like my hand? You gotta ask his opinion.
Like, if I could try to get him to like high five, I would. I mean, could you imagine? But I really want to see how soft the tail is. Yeah, I mean, Nugget, we might have a chance with Nugget because, Nugget's pretty food motivated here.
Same, Nugget, same.
Aren't we all?
I'm gonna come in your backyard and just be like, all right, where's the snacks?
I just like one morning I wake up, I'm like putting the corn out and then you're there. I'm like, I got a bagel? You good with a bagel?
What's up?
Like, you can come inside, you know that, right?
I love the adventures of the squirrels, and I think it just really brings it all full circle about finding those little joys in life, finding the laughter, like in the everyday, like something to look forward to, something that hopefully kind of, on the days maybe you're feeling a little down, it's like, nope, I gotta get up and I gotta feed my squirrels, and it's just that little bit of joy in your day, and I love that. I think
Absolutely.
It's like the sweetest thing.
Yeah, no matter what kind of mood you're in, they're going to eat with their cute little paws and be ridiculous and absurd eating your old crackers.
And it will be the best ever.
Are you talking to that squirrel?
I was a junior chipmunk. I had to be versed in all the woodland creatures. Please continue.
Speaking of silly, I think we finally made it to what we are dubbing our most favorite segment of having a visitor here in Confetti Land. That is called our super silly segment. You can tell we're super creative with the name. But what's going to happen is, just for funsies, we're going to ask you a few kind of more random, like rapid fire questions. And the idea is for you to kind of answer them without thinking about them too hard. And we're just going to kind of go down the list. Are you ready?
Not even a little bit, but that's going to make it even more interesting. Let's do this.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
How long do you think you'd survive in a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, day one.
You're out. You're just out. Day one. That's it.
No, I need my comforts. Absolutely not. No, thank you.
Next.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How do you hang toilet paper, over or under? Very important.
Over.
Yes,
right
the right
answer.
way. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
It has to be,
That's
right?
the way the patent is for it, right? Isn't it over?
I don't know,
Like
but
the
you're
inventor of.
I don't know, but you're a monster if you do it under. I'm sorry to anyone who
Yeah.
does, but
Agreed.
come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Why is it that round pizzas come in square boxes?
I mean, I would assume that it's easier to make a square box, but now I desperately want a round box.
Why
I didn't know
aren't
that
most
was like an
pizzas
option.
square? Why aren't most pizzas
I want to
square,
open a
then?
pizza shop that has round boxes. We might be onto something here.
The idea was born here. You heard it here first, folks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do mermaids have live babies or lay eggs?
They lay eggs that turn into babies. Final answer. It's a school of babies.
I'm not gonna ask where the eggs come from. Okay. If you could put one condiment inside your belly button, what would it be and why?
Jam, obviously.
But why?
A little burst of fruitiness. I mean, you want to keep it fresh.
I am not going to be able to stop laughing.
She can't even ask the next question.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you know how to fold a fitted sheet?
I mean, correctly? No. Can I fold things? Sure. I mean, it depends on your meaning of folding. I can sort of wrap it up and like shove it in a closet like nobody's business. Folding, not well. Not well.
Maybe.
Solid.
In what direction do you stir a cup of tea or coffee?
I go to the left.
Yep.
Is that counterclockwise?
You need the hand motion.
Yeah.
Counterclockwise.
Yeah.
How do we do it?
I think I go back and forth though. What is that? I mean, it would be both, right? You kind of do a little bit one way, a little bit
that's
the
just
other
crazy.
way.
That's madness. Absolute madness.
Well, you know.
If someone wanted to apply for the position of being your personal assistant, what would be the number one prerequisite?
Well, they're going to have to live with my awkwardness. They're going to have to understand that I'm going to be awkward and in turn make them awkward. And they're going to have to roll with it.
It's going to rub off.
Yeah.
It's contagious. It blankets the whole situation that I'm in every time.
And they have to be comfortable feeding squirrels.
That too. Yeah. Squirrel feeder.
Okay. And last but not least, what's your favorite part about being human?
Okay. Well, it's definitely I don't have to eat the stale crackers. That's a huge plus. No. Being human, I think having like hands that grab things easily is a big win for evolution. So I'm going with hands.
Good one.
All about the hands. I love it. Oh my gosh. My face hurts from smiling in the best way possible. It has been so much fun having you, and this was like the first time we've ever actually talked, so this was a blast. What is one takeaway that you hope that everybody listening gets out of our chat today?
I hope they learn to be comfortable with what they like, how they are, being ridiculous. It's okay to be awkward and silly and uncomfortable and just go with it. Just be yourself. If you want to feed your squirrels, go feed your squirrels. I mean, who cares? It's fun. Just do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Be absurd.
That's a good takeaway.
Feed the squirrels.
Alrighty. Also, we know that our confetti community is going to want to be friends with you. So where and how can our confetti people connect with you?
So if you want to visit with the squirrels or see the ridiculous stuff that I find thrifting, you're going to find me on Instagram at absolutely.alonda.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay. As our final act to thank you for visiting, we would like to send you off, of course, with a little pop of confetti. So I know most people can't see us, but we each have a special little confetti popper here. So we're going to take off the top. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3 pop situation, okay? Is everybody ready?
All right.
Count us down. Confetti
1,
queen.
2, 3. You got 2 out of that one. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here in Confetti Land. I certainly hope it will not be the last time. And I hope you had some fun too.
I had a blast. Thank you for having me and talking about squirrels with me, which is apparently my thing now. So
anytime.
And jam and belly buttons.
It was a good time. It was a good day in Confetti Land. All right. Bye.
Bye.
And that wraps up our top 40 for this week. Tune in next time to hear some more of your favorites and a few ear-catching newcomers too. I'm Confetti Tosser, and you're listening to GFCL.
For more fun, join us on the socials at the Confetti Bar. And you can join the Confetti Club to receive free inspiration delivered to your inbox at theconfettibar.com/join.
Thanks for visiting!
Squeaky, squeaker, squeaking. Jaguars, no kidding, brutal.